Hi, my name is Mrs. McCullough, and I am so excited to have you in one of my courses this year. I hope that this video is helpful for you as you learn to navigate the course and learn about the course expectations. I know this will be a great year. Please contact me if you have any questions or concerns after watching your welcome video.
All right, here's my teacher contact information. Please be sure to have this in your notebook or somewhere that you can find pretty easily. So feel free to pause the screen and write this information down if you need it. The first thing you see is my cell phone number. This number you can text or call. You can text me between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. If you text me before 8 a.m. or after 8 p.m., I will not be able to respond until the following day. Online classroom link. This is our link that we will be using for DBAs and for online classes. So be sure to write that down somewhere that you can find it. You will be using that link a lot. And finally, my email address is listed below. Either of those email addresses will work. All right, if you are watching this video, you probably have me for one of the following courses. These are the classes that I teach. I teach middle school math, which is your 6th grade, 7th grade, and pre-algebra course. I also teach middle school PE. And finally, I teach high school HOPE, which is a health course. It's health opportunities through physical education. Okay, so let's just spend a few minutes talking about how you access your course. To access any of your online courses through FLVS, you will need to go to this website, so be sure you have that written down in your notebook. And then you will enter your username and your password, and then just click login. If you forgot your username or your password, you can click that button as well, and they will provide you with a temporary password or username to help you create a new username or password. Once you do that, it'll take you to your student dashboard, which will have all of your courses listed. Also, be sure to check this little email icon on the top right to see any emails that you get from your teacher or to send an email to your teacher. So what are our expectations as teachers of you as the student? What are your student expectations? And one thing, the most important expectation that we have as teachers is that you complete 2 to 3 assignments a week. It may be more depending on what your pace chart is saying, but this is showing us that you're actively engaged and participating in the course. It's also important that you go through a couple of other things, that you check your FLVS email frequently. It's important because that's one of our ways that we are able to communicate as teacher and students, and so we want to make sure that you're checking that. And I'll show you where to find that email in the video. It's important that you follow your pace chart and that you redo any assignment that you're not happy with, a grade that you're not happy with. You can redo assignments up to 3 times. Other than your test. Your test, you only get one option or one chance, but your assignments leading up to your module test, you can redo 3 times. So be sure to do that. And lastly, be sure that you're completing your module DBAs in the online classroom. So that's an expectation that we will have for you as a virtual school student.
Okay, let's say you do an assignment and you struggle with that assignment. You get a grade that you're not happy with. You can always redo assignments or lesson quizzes, not the module tests, but the actual assignments or quizzes up to 3 times. So this is how you would do that. Remember, this button here is your assessments. That's your workload. That tells you which assignments that you need to do for the semester. Once you've finished an assignment, it's no longer going to show up under assessments. Now it's going to show up under gradebook. So if you kind of scroll all the way over to the right and look for main menu, it's right after that little house button, and you click on it, you can scroll down and find the button that says gradebook. And when you do that, this is where you can find all of your grades for your course. So here's my example here. As you can see here, everything that's listed NA or doesn't have a grade, those haven't been done yet. Sometimes you'll see EX next to it. If you see EX, that means it's been exempted. But let's say I want to redo this assignment 1.02 on exponent rules. If I click on that, it'll open up and I can actually reset that. On the top it'll say, if you would like to take this exam again, you can reset the exam and take it again, and you are allowed to reset it 2 more times. So I'm going to click reset the exam, and then you're going to write your reason for resetting. So I want a higher grade, or whatever you want to put here. And then you're going to click confirmed, delete my submission. Now just keep in mind that when you do that and you take the assignment again, it does not take the highest grade. It takes the last grade that you do. So if you do this 2 times and you get a higher grade the first time, it will not put the first grade in, it will put the second grade in. And I can't change that. It won't show me your grade previously. So just be cautious of that. But that's what you would do to reset an assignment.
So when you're looking at your expectations and you start your virtual school class, you want to be sure that you're working and you're engaged in the course regularly. And so we want to make sure that you're aware of this idea of a grace period. When you start a virtual class, you want to make sure that it's the best fit for you, that it's a class that you're able to finish and find success in, and that virtual school really is a setting that you can do. And so we want to make sure you understand what grace period is. Grace period is 21 days, and it allows you to try the course, see if it's something that is a good fit for you. And if it's not, let us know within those 21 days, and we can withdraw you from the class with no penalty. After 21 days, it will be a withdraw passing or withdraw failing on your transcript. So just be aware that you want to use those first 21 days to really test out the course.
All right, it's very important that we know what we see on this black bar on top of your screen. These icons will help us. So remember that very first icon there is where you will go to check your emails. Be sure to check this regularly. Again, that little menu button right here, those horizontal lines, is the menu button, and that will take you to find your grade book, your pace chart, and a lot more. Remember that the book is to the far left, and that's where you will find your online book and your online lessons and material that you'll need to help you learn the content. And then that other button is our workload, and that's where you will find all of your assignments. So it's like your to-do list.
All right, let's talk about what is a DVA. So a DVA is something that we all have to do at the end of each chapter, and it's a discussion-based assessment. It's located at the end of each module before your test, and it is required to complete in order. So before you take your test, you really want to do that discussion-based assessment with your teacher. Basically, it's just a phone call. And you'll discuss what you learned from the module with your teacher. So the best way to prepare for this is to do 2 things, is to look at the guided questions that are given to you on the homepage of the class, complete those questions, and then also kind of write down some things you've learned, because usually a teacher will ask you, what's something you learned from the chapter? So you want to be sure that you know something that you've learned. So just be sure to write that down.
Now, before you start turning in assignments, I really want to talk to you about academic integrity. Academic integrity is very important for an online class. So academic integrity is essential, and that is because we are taking a class online and we're expecting you to work through the material and learn it. And part of learning is making mistakes, and that's okay. We fix our errors and we fix our mistakes, but you are expected to do every single assignment on your own. We do have a system set up that when you turn in an assignment, it lets us know if it matches another assignment on the internet. So if it does, we will question you about that and we'll find out more information. So you really want to make sure that whatever you're turning in is your work and not somebody else's work. You can always use your handwritten notes, you can always use a reference sheet, and you can always use your calculator. Unless you're in 6th grade, 6th graders are not allowed to use calculators on your state test. So I would not be using a calculator, just so that you get practice. And so that brings me to this whole idea of a semester exam. So remember, your semester exam is your final exam for the semester. It's really your chance to brag and to show us what you've learned, but you have to remember that that semester exam is proctored. So that means that exam will not be able to be taken at home. Instead, you will actually take that If you're in St. Johns County, you'll have to take that at the office. You'll have to have that proctored. So just remember that you can use your notes on your semester exam. And I really liked this quote. It says, "The weakest ink is stronger than the strongest memory." And so if you really think about what that means that if you're writing things down, you're always going to have them there. And if you're not writing things down and you're rushing through the lessons, you may miss something or forget something. So it's always better to take your time and write really good notes so that you can use them on your semester exam. All right, so here is some information for technology issues. Write this in your notebook as well so that you have it. Again, it is on that resource website. But if you ever need to contact FLVS Help Desk, if you have any issues with technology, this is the number that you can call. So just put that in your notebook. And then when it asks you, you can select 2. All right, I know that video was long, but I am so thankful that you actually watched it and went through it. And it is a little overwhelming learning all of this without actually going into the course. So please go through the course, and if you ever need to watch this video again, rewind it and fast forward it and really watch it and make sure that you understand the procedures and how to work through your online course. That's the best way you'll find success. So here's your to-do list now that you've watched the video. The very first thing that I want you to do is I want you to visit the website with the resources and the extra videos. And I just want you to click through that website and just kind of explore and see what you can find. Take a look at those help videos. Take a look at those extra problems. Here is that website if you want to write it down. Once you've done that, the very next step that I really need you to do is I need you to text me the following text. And so you're actually going to text this. My name is, you're going to include your first and your last name. It's very important that you include your last name. If you just say Sarah, I have a lot of Sarahs that I teach, so I might not know that it's you right away in a text message. So if you say that I am Sarah McCullough, and I am taking whatever class you're taking, it's a little bit easier for me to make sure I know who it is through text message. If you want to send me a picture of you, that's awesome too, because it's nice to put a face with a name. So sometimes I do live in St. Johns County and I might see some of you guys, and so that's always fun. So you can always send me a picture of yourself as well. And that last step is to complete your very first written assignment. This assignment should be pretty easy for you, and you want to submit it under the assignment called Collaboration Assignment in your course. Remember, you can find that assignment on your resources website, so just be sure to take a look there. Alrighty guys, I'm so glad you were able to watch my welcome video. I hope it was helpful, and if you have any questions at all, please call me or text me, and I will be looking for those text messages. Thank you. I look forward to working with you.